Well, we've got our machine going here, and we want to load some sounds into our MPC Renaissance. And to do that with the hardware, we'll just press Browser. And we've activated the Browser section. Now, the Browser is actually this section on the left-hand side of our software. You have these folders on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And normally what you would do, let's say you had some samples, you would go to the folder and you would search by going back in here and search to where that folder's at. I have a folder on my home hard drive or documents. I'm on a Mac here. I can search for folders on my Macintosh hard drive and sort of find some samples I may have had before from another software, or I purchased them somewhere. I made my own samples, which you may have done already. Or you may have raw samples, a huge collection. So I would put that there. I'd search for it and make sure this folder had those samples to search. But once I've already selected the folders I want to use for my sessions, I would come right here, for example, and this is my MPC content. You'll see that here, the location. And then this is the up arrow, so I can go further up into the directory. But in this case, I want to go down. So I'm going to go right here to the MPC drum content. I can select it here. On the hardware, use my cursor up and down, right? Now, if I want to go to this particular folder, I can go here and open it on my hardware. Then I can go further down here. I see drum kits. I can select the right cursor and open it. And now it's open. If I want to go back up, I can go right here and go right back up where I was at before. So get familiar on how to navigate through your browser to find what you're looking for. Now in this case, as you can see, we have no filter selected. What this means is that there's no filter. That means if I were here, I would see just sequences, or here, I would just see programs. But here in no filter, we see everything. If there's a project file, or a sequence file, or a program or sample file in that folder, it would display here in our browser. So let's say we're going to get a sequence. Let's go a program first. Now, a program contains the samples and what pads they would be on for that program. So I want to load this program. I'm going to go right here to my hardware and load. You see it loads up, and you can see the samples right here on the software. On the right-hand side, lower right-hand side, you see there's all the samples for that program. And the program displays right here for programs. Now, I also want to load up the sequence. So here's the sequences. The first one's a sequence. I can just double click here on the software. And I want to go to 1. So I'm going to go back here to the hardware. And there I want to put it on sequence 1. I'll press do it. And now it's in there. I'll play it from start. I can do play start here on my software. Or I can do it from the hardware. And stop it. So we got these sounds, right? Great pad. You'll notice also that the last pad hit turns green. Now, sometimes you might not like the setting, particularly if you're new to working with MPCs or you want to adjust it to your own feel. It's a simple way to do that. We go right over here to MPC. We're going to go to Preferences. We'll select Preferences. Then we're going to go to Hardware. Once you're in Hardware, we can select our pad threshold and our pad sensitivity. Go back here to 8. This is the normal setup. Now, I'm going to go here to 1 for pad threshold and hit a pad. So I'm just almost tapping it lightly and getting louder and louder and louder. I'm hitting it harder and harder, obviously, right? That's the threshold level. Now I'm going to go up to 16 now, the extreme. I'm tapping it the same way I tapped before, but we're not registering anything. I've got to hit it harder. So threshold is the velocity, how hard I hit that pad. And at 16, I got to whack that pad. Okay. My preferred setup is right around 8. Now, pad sensitivity. This is how sensitive the pad is. When I'm just tapping it with 2 fingers, it's very sensitive. It's really tapping it. And I can get to almost a velocity of 2 and 4, which is really cool. Let's go up to 16. So a different sensitivity level. Adjust to the one that fits best for you.